Was that painful? Yes. Yes, that was painful. The Sixers crumble late in the fourth quarter against the Milwaukee Bucks, where, let's be real, we had the basketball game. Now, I'm going to approach this two different ways, in two different mindsets. I actually take positives out of this, I really do, but I'm still crushed, devastated, and disappointed at the same exact time. So let's attack this in the positive way first, and then I will get into what emotionally killed me in this basketball game. So first positive here, and I will say this. What was the question the last 3 games, the last 4 games or so, when the Sixers were just not playing well at all, getting blown out by crappy teams? The question was, what's wrong with this team? Is Joel Embiid really that much of a difference maker? Is he really going to come back and be that much of a game changer? Yes. Yes. 34, 13, and 13. He gets a triple-double. Yes, he is that much different. And you can see with this team that they were playing down to their competition. Their mentality has been switched when they play those dog crap teams the last few games. And when they have to play a good team, a playoff type team, they can play. They battled in this game. This was a legitimate playoff atmosphere, and they played all the way to the end. Now, I get it. They crumbled. I get that. But I'm just saying, we didn't play like we did against the Mavericks. We didn't play like we played against the Hawks. We competed at a playoff mentality throughout this game. So that shows you that what we've seen over the last few games was just a brutal mentality by the Sixers players. It showed that Embiid can actually play and change the entire squad, and it shows that this team really does still have it. They've just been playing down to their competition. Now, I just want to throw this out there. Jimmy Butler did not play tonight. And you had Zhaire Smith out there and Shake Milton. These two guys, they're not NBA basketball players. They combined for 36 minutes. That play by Zhaire Smith, great defensive effort, but he misses the layup. 2 seconds later, bang, 3 ball. That is a rookie move. And I'm not saying Zhaire Smith or Shake Milton can never be NBA players, but they're not NBA players right now. And they just played, instead of Jimmy Butler, 36 minutes in this basketball game. And we've seen Jimmy Butler take over games against Boston late in the fourth quarter. That's his prime spot where we turned the ball over and had issues. That's Jimmy Butler's go-to spot. So I need to sit here and say that plays a factor. So those are the couple things there is what I take out of the positive side. If Jimmy Butler was in, that's a different game in the fourth quarter. You have 2 guys who aren't even supposed to be in the NBA right now playing 36 minutes. That's a lot of minutes. They got serious time in this game. And the Sixers showed that they are legit when it comes to playing basketball at a high level. And they aren't the team that they played up against the Mavericks and the Hawks. But let's get into what bothered the hell out of me in this basketball game. You can allow 46 points in the fourth quarter. That is a sickening joke. That is a really pathetic fourth quarter. Pathetic. 46 points in the fourth quarter? I mean, come on, that's when the defense clamps down. That's where in the NBA you actually start to play your best defense. No. And I'll tell you what pissed me off. Probably the most. Ben Simmons. Seriously. I'm a Ben Simmons supporter. I love the dude. I know what he brings to the table other than points and other than scoring. You look at his assist numbers. You see what he does on the defensive side of the ball and the way he can defend 1 through 5. He was scared offensively. He was soft, so passive. A literal joke offensively today. He was scared to go to the rim. He was scared. He didn't get his first bucket until under a minute left in the first half. And then when he did have a really nice take to the basket, the shot clock was winding down. It was the last possession of the first half. He was dribbling in between his legs, ISO at the top of the key, and he slams it hard to the rim. Do that. Just do that. Do that more. He was scared today to do anything but just dribble it into the free throw line and stop and kick it out. Ben Simmons was horrendous for me. when it came to what he provided offensively for this team. It goes farther than just looking at the stat line and seeing at his assist numbers. I was so upset with Ben Simmons. Obnoxiously upset. And Tobias has to be better too. Has to be. Now, J.J. Redick stepped up big time. And that's why late, when we had that play call and he missed the three-pointer, I'm not mad at that. The dude was knocking down shots all night long. He finishes with 29, 5 of 9 from 3. I'm not mad at that play call for J.J. Redick to take a 3 late in the game. I'm not mad at that. Mike Scott was balling too. He had 22, 6 of 8 from 3. I'm not mad at that. That J.J. Redick call. Joel Embiid's turnover, yeah, that was big. That was big. We crumbled late. We crumbled late. I don't know what else to say. And everyone's going to go, Brett Brown, he's the problem. He sucks. I'm not saying he was the greatest coach ever. But come on now. The players didn't execute. It's about executing down the stretch. And this team has a problem doing that. If Brett Brown gets J.J. Redick a wide open look at 3 to make something happen here and he doesn't make it, well, I mean, Brett Brown put him in the position. That was actually a nice play call. He was open. That's a shot that J.J. Redick hits. If he hits it, it's not a bad play call. If he doesn't hit it now, Brett Brown, terrible play call. I thought this goes way more on the players than Brett Brown today. There was one spot where I think Brett Brown does deserve a little criticism, and we actually had a nice 9-point lead at this time. Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid go off the floor at the same time, and they go bang, 5-0 run, and we have to put Ben Simmons automatically back in the basketball game, and that allowed the Bucks to kind of get a little bit of a rhythm and get a jolt there, but that didn't really relate to the end of the game situation where the Sixers can execute. I don't think the players executed down the stretch late. That bothered me the most. Greek Freak, his ability to get to the free throw line, a ton of push-offs that didn't get called down low. That chicken wing, as Mark Zumoff was calling it. He had 45, 13, and 6. He went to the free throw line 21 times. And you take a look at what we did at the free throw line, we weren't getting there anywhere near as much as them. The Bucks got to the free throw line. They went to the paint. They got fouled. We didn't live that lifestyle as much as we normally do. Joel Embiid normally gets to the line just as much as someone like the Greek Freak. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. So I'm disgusted. I don't think it's the end of the world. What this game showed me was what everyone was afraid of the last 3 or 4 games. Well, they were wrong. We do have it. We do have that competitive fire. We were just not playing that way because we were playing garbage teams. Now we go up against the Bucks at home. It was a playoff mentality game the entire way, and the Sixers crumbled late. But you have to factor in that Jimmy Butler wasn't there. Just like the last few games where I said you have to factor in no Joel Embiid. Well, tonight you do have to factor in no Jimmy Butler because we crumbled in the fourth, and that's our go-to fourth quarter guy. That's our go-to fourth quarter guy. And instead of that, we have guys like Zhaire Smith and Shake Milton in the ballgame. Shake Milton was still playing with about 5-6 minutes left in the fourth. These guys aren't legit NBA players. That's a difference maker. It's a bad comparison right now due to the fact that we just blew a save, but imagine having a legitimate closer on a Phillies team in the playoffs, and he gets hurt and he can't play. Well, now instead of our shut down closer, you got to adjust. That's what it was like today. It would have changed with Jimmy Butler, and there's absolutely no doubt about it. The game is different. But that doesn't take away from crumbling and not executing late. That's a problem. You can't allow 46 points in the fourth quarter. That's a problem. But it's not the end of the world. I'm really hurting. I don't sit here and say it's all roses. It's not. That was bad, and that can happen. But it's also not we stink, we're done, fire him, we stink, we're never going to win a game, we're not even going to win a playoff series. Really? I mean, come on. As disappointing as it is, and right now I'm real emotional. I go from TV screen right into here 5 seconds after a basketball game, so I don't even prepare enough to really settle down. I come right on, and I see that this is not the end of the world. It's not. The team showed me that they can compete with the best team in the Eastern Conference. They got to execute better down the stretch, yes. And they will have better personnel to do that in the playoffs. And to answer your question, Joel Embiid is that much of a difference maker with his second triple-double ever. But Ben Simmons needs to have he needs to be better. Tobias needs to be better. That's just facts. That's just facts. So let me know your thoughts down below on this one. It's just a little disappointing. It is disappointing. Because we had it. We had this game. And we lost it. Thank you for watching.